Well, the 2025 mayoral primary election takes place tomorrow with ranked choice voting in play. Election night might not bring all the answers, but our guest always does. Welcome, J.C. Polanco, assistant professor at the University of Mount St. Vincent. Good morning.
Good morning, Natalie. How are you today? Thanks for having me.
I'm well, just a little hot.
Oh, my goodness. I can't wait to go outside.
Yes, let's dive right into it. Can you explain for us exactly, for those who don't know, what ranked choice voting is and why do we use it?
You know, ranked choice voting is a new way for us to vote here in New York City-wide primaries. There was a time where we didn't have this, and if a candidate did not get 50% plus one of the vote, there was a runoff election in the next couple of weeks between the top two candidates. And that runoff election cost New York City taxpayers over $20 million. We saw that happen in New York City in 2013 when then Senator Squadron faced off against now Attorney General James for public advocate. None of the candidates got 50% plus one, so we had a runoff. And guess what? It was for a position in citywide office that had less money in its annual budget than the special election was costing New York City. So people said, hey, we got to do something different. So ranked choice voting comes to be, and it allows for New Yorkers to select their preferred candidate as number one, and in the event that that candidate doesn't win, their second, third, fourth, and so forth. It's an effort for there to be an instant runoff where we don't need a runoff election that costs us tens of millions of dollars.
So cost savings speeds things up, but we still probably won't know the winner on Tuesday. So why is that?
Make sure that every single valid vote is counted. Now, what does that mean? That means that mail-in ballots from folks that are in the military or folks that are outside of New York, and then we have to deal with folks that are in senior retirement homes that don't come to the polls but order a ballot because they were going to be away from home. Those votes have to be counted. And unfortunately, in New York, we cannot start counting those until election day comes around. So we have to wait for those mail-in ballots to come in. And in addition to that, we have to make sure that every single ballot in every borough is counted. So you are going to get an unofficial tally of how that first night happened tomorrow night. But if there is not one candidate with 50% plus one of the vote, those successive rounds will eventually take more time. Now, get a load of this, Natalie. If the election is half of 1% margin between the first and second vote getter, there needs to be a manual recount in New York City of at least 3% of the actual ballot booths.
Okay, so this is a process. We're waiting for all those votes to come in. So do you have an estimate how long it might take for us to know for certain who won?
Well, my insider folks tell me it may take up to a month. The most important thing here is that everyone who had an opportunity to vote came out to vote. If you are a registered voter, you get there on time tomorrow from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and you vote. And if you don't see your name on the actual books, you can actually vote by affidavit, which yet complicates things further because those have to be counted by hand as well. So it could take up to a month depending on the turnout tomorrow. I'm assuming we're going to get big turnout because of how exciting this primary election has been.
Yeah, we've already seen a decent turnout. This is only the second time, though, that in the mayoral primary that it would be decided using ranked choice voting. So 4 years ago, though, I remember there were some problems. What do you say to New Yorkers who are skeptical about the process?
Well, listen, the good thing is this, that you have folks that are going to be counting the ballot. And if you're concerned about one party having control over things, that's the beauty of a bipartisan system. The folks that are counting the ballot, and I used to be there. I was president of the Board of Elections many years ago. Those folks are Republicans and Democrats, and they're over each other's shoulders, ensuring that every ballot is counted correctly. The most important thing that New Yorkers have to realize is that every ballot has to be counted, and that the winner of the primary election is the winner of those that decided to vote for that individual candidate. And that's the most important thing. So yes, it's going to take time. And without a doubt, there will always be issues in every single election, but it is important that voters don't lose faith and they come out and vote. We are seeing large turnouts across the city, some boroughs more than others. And I would like to see my home borough of the Bronx come out in full force tomorrow.
But also, you got to remind those voters to stay cool. Bring a water bottle tomorrow.
Oh, it's going to be hot.
All right, J.C. Polanco, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.